Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Pre-Market News and Views by In the Money Stocks. Today is Wednesday, September 17, 2014. Thank you all for tuning in. My name's Nick Santiago. Let's get right into the charts here. We're going to start with the S&P 500 E-mini future. You're going to see that futures are trading up 1 point, but we did just have some economic news released. It looks like the U.S. consumer prices fall for the first time in 16 months. U.S. current account deficit shrinks in the second quarter. So we have a lot of economic data hitting the wires here right at 8:30 in the morning. All in all, I don't know if it's going to mean a lot, but nonetheless, it is moving the currency market a little bit. And what you want to see here, for the most part, is that right now, when you take a look at this economic news, you're going to see a drop in the dollar-yen. And let's pull that chart up, and you can see the dollar-yen finally starting to pull back today. But that's a sizable move. You're talking about a move from 107.35 all the way down to 107.15. So a pretty decent pullback there beginning on an intraday chart. We'll see if it does affect the markets. You also see the U.S. dollar index starting to sell off a little bit here. Does it find its footing, or does it continue to drop? That's the big question. Again, when we see the dollar go down, you're generally going to look for a gold to go up. Oil can also respond to the upside when the dollar drops. So we'll keep our eye on that, and we'll look at oil and gold in a little while. But again, you did have that economic news out at 8:30. It looks like core CPI is flat. First time it has not risen since 2010. Again, I'm not going to make much out of the economic data. We'll let the charts do the talking for us. All right, let's take a look at some stocks in the news today. We have a lot out here. Adobe Systems, the first one off. This stock is getting hit pretty hard. It closed at $70.73. It's now trading at $67.77. Got down below 67 initially on the news yesterday at 4 o'clock. So a decent little drop there on Adobe Systems. We're going to have gap levels to play this stock today in the chat room. They will be posted up at 9 a.m. Next stock I'm going to talk about is Rackspace. Rackspace Hosting came out with news saying they're not looking for a buyer. They've pulled that. Stock is getting hit on the news. It closed at $39.34. Right now it's trading at $32.07. I have a level around $29.90, $29.95. I also see another pretty decent support level around $27.50. Keep both of those levels on your radar. If they are hit, you can take them as scalp plays. Again, scalp play is nothing more than a quick 10 to 30 minute trade. So we will look for bounces at both of those levels that I've given you on Rackspace Hosting. All right, let's take a look at U.S. Steel. This is what a crazy, deranged world we live in sometimes. U.S. Steel is spiking higher. The stock closed at $41.41. It is now trading at $46.06. Was even trading a little bit higher than that. This, in my opinion, is a fade candidate. I just don't have a great level to give you. If it got to 50, it's a stone cold short. I don't know if it's going to get up there. But the stock is moving higher on the fact that their Canadian unit is going to file bankruptcy. So there you go. They got a unit filing bankruptcy, so U.S. Steel is taking off to the upside. This is also probably lifting other steel stocks as well. Like AK Steel could be getting a little bit of a bid today. You see that stock closed at $9.64, now trading at $10.25. And there are probably some other equities out there, Steel Dynamics, Nucor. They're probably all trading higher on the news. Yeah, there you go. There goes Nucor. So again, other steel stocks are trading in sympathy to U.S. Steel, but it is U.S. Steel leading the way. And again, their Canadian unit is filing for bankruptcy protection. All right, let's take a look at FedEx. FedEx is having a decent pop today. Stock is making a new all-time high. So there's not much we could do on the short side unless we get a real good pattern. But we'll have to look at that once the opening bell rings. FedEx is a little bit overbought if you ask me, but nonetheless, the stock is behaving pretty well this morning ahead of the opening bell. That's on earnings. It looks like they came out with numbers that the market likes. Let's see if the market likes them once the opening bell rings. Let's take a look at General Mills. General Mills right now is catching a little bit of a bid off the lows. I'm going to have some gap levels for General Mills today. I'm still in the camp. This one can trade back down. Stock closed at $53.18. Now trading at $51.80. It did trade as low as $50.50. So we'll see if General Mills comes back down, but we will have gap levels where we will look to play General Mills today. Let's take a look at Lennar Corp. LEN is the ticker symbol. They had earnings as well. Stock is trading at $40.50 right now. There should be a fair amount of resistance up here. The stock did close at $39.13, so it's a pretty decent pop. One level I'm watching for, if it does trade back up, would be 41.30. I think there's going to be a ton of resistance at 41.30, so keep that level on the radar. In sympathy to Lennar, you're probably going to see Toll Brothers get a bid. No volume behind this, but yeah, it is inching up a little bit. So we'll see how that one plays out and where that one trades up to. But right now, all in all, from what we could see right now, this is catching a bid. I want to talk quickly about Sony Corp, ticker symbol SNE. This stock is getting annihilated today. It closed at $20.25. Today it's trading down to $18.45. It looks like to me, from what I read already earlier, the company warned that it will report a much bigger loss for the fiscal year ending in March. Okay, it will not pay a dividend. They're also going to get rid of their dividend. This is all coming when Japanese yen is at an all-time, not an all-time high, but a multi-year high, and it's also coming at a time when the Japanese government has quantitative easing pedal to the metal. They are printing tons and tons of money, and Sony is struggling. So I really find that to be somewhat strange, but nonetheless, that is what's going on there, so keep that on the radar. Another stock you want to take a look at today is American Airlines. Stock is holding up really well right now. It's trading at $37.92, but it looks like the company is going to have a union vote. And if a union vote gets in there, that generally is a negative for the stock. So I think it's the company is looking, at least carriers, passenger service agents, are looking to unionize for the first time in history. So again, if that happens to go through, that is going to be a negative for American Airlines. Stock could trade down. I am right now seeing levels around $33.50 for support, and I love obviously the $30 level if it did get down there. So again, that's what I'm going to be watching today. These are the stocks that are in play. Let's move over to the gold market this morning. The gold market is trading up about 70 cents to $1,237.40 an ounce of gold. Let's go to the GLD. You can see the GLD is caught a little bit of an uptick here. Again, today, I didn't mention earlier, but we will have the FOMC announcement at 2 o'clock. That is going to be a market-moving event. Whatever Janet Yellen says, if she stays dovish, that is going to be a positive for gold. If she starts to get a little bit hawkish, that is going to be a negative for gold. So gold will be in play today at 2 o'clock in the afternoon when the Federal Reserve releases their FOMC statement. So again, watch for that. That's going to be a big market moving event today, and again, that should occur this afternoon, I believe, at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So that's what we're looking at. Will the Fed taper another $10 billion? That's what is expected, and we'll see how it affects the gold market. We'll also see how it affects interest rates, and it will also affect the US dollar, the dollar yen, the euro, and just about every other currency across the board. So again, all eyes on the Fed today, but that will be at 2 o'clock this afternoon. All right, let's take a look at the oil market. Light sweet crude is trading lower by 33 cents. Crude did have a power surge yesterday. Let's go to the USO. What you're going to see here is the USO is trading at $35.23. It basically closed at this level yesterday. Again, oil could uptick a little bit if the dollar gets weaker here, but all in all, I think it's just a temporary bounce. It's nothing major. If the USO did fall, again, it would have intraday support around 33.70 if it did trade down to that level. I don't see that happening. That's a long way off from here. So just be a little bit careful with oil today. But again, depending on the action in the dollar, that can fluctuate the prices in oil. Look for a little bit of volatility. Remember, this coming Friday is quadruple witching options expiration. Okay, 4 different asset classes will expire. There's going to be a lot of news, a lot of rumors, a lot of ups and downs in stocks, so just be prepared for that going forward. With that being said, everybody, I want to wish you all a great trading day. Once again, futures are now higher by $1.25. Again, it's not a big deal. All eyes are going to be on the Fed today, so watch those stocks I talked about. That's going to be where the money is made this morning. Have a great trading day. See you on the charts.